Ancient herb may prevent Alzheimer's. Medicinal herbs from Indian Ocean Island found to stop growth of cancer cells. Those are just two of the headlines I came across last week on the topic of herbs. The number of people using, growing, and selling herbs is on the rise. That's no surprise to a local herbalist and forager who's a true believer that herbs are the spice of life. Michael Schlesinger takes us to a shop in Milwaukee's Walker's Point neighborhood.
Start slow and don't take too many things at one time. Let's find one or two herbs that might suit your condition.
Kyle Denton lives and dies by herbs, quite literally. He has so much faith in this product, he makes and sells them at his shop in Walker's Point called Tippecanoe Herbs. In fact, more than 100 kinds are sold here. According to him, the store he runs with his wife is really one of a kind in southeast Wisconsin.
I'm the one that puts the potions in the bottles, and she's the one that does the aesthetic and does all of the everything else and keeps us organized. And so we're a strong team here, although I'm the pretty face of the operation.
Denton bases a lot of what he does on a holistic healing system developed in India more than 3,000 years ago. Ayurveda is the concept, food is medicine, and medicine is food. He also incorporates Western herbalism into his business model. He's not licensed for being an actual herbalist, but is certified by the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture with FDA standards of good manufacturing production.
I have to avoid making claims to conflict with anything that the FDA hasn't approved. So there's no way I can say that this bottle of stuff is anti-allergy, because that would be a medicinal claim.
Which you cannot make.
Which I cannot make.
Denton has worked with herbs for more than 5 years. He does believe in conventional doctors and medicine. In fact, he says when it comes to supplements, your physician should be involved.
The first place you got to talk to is your doctor. That's very important. I oftentimes can consult with a doctor, and I have some of the latest editions of Herbal Interaction handbooks, which I hope the doctors do too. But in any case, it's definitely a more complex conversation when it comes to herb-drug interactions.
At the same time, he cautions others against self-diagnosing by going on the information superhighway. But there are sites he trusts.
PubMed, or if you go to Google Scholar and you have questions about these things. This is one way to kind of suss out the difference between going on the internet and going to a source that has peer-reviewed research articles.
This herb specialist wants to make it clear to anyone it takes time if you're looking for a natural relief agent or even remedy for what ails you.
You can't know it right away. You have to kind of learn it. I work with conditions, so if somebody says they have a cough, I would like to understand the condition of that cough. I would like to know, is it a wet cough? Is it a dry cough? Is it a spastic cough where they can't stop coughing? And then I'll think about the herbs that help improve the dampness if it's too dry, or help kind of dry out and expectorate, or help reduce the amount of spasming they have. So those are the ways that I work with conditions.
Denton does have his favorites.
I really like elderberries right now. Elderberries are, they have this little component in it that keeps viruses from reproducing, and it changes the viscosity of people's mucus, so it's really helpful for cold and flu season, and it's really helpful for allergies. And so that's like kind of the setting that we're in right now. Is it allergies? Is it a cold? I don't know. And they're delicious, and they're high in vitamin C, and they just have a lot of immune and benefits and you know what? Kids like it too, and so that makes it really easy for people to comply. Lost touch with the flavor of bitter, and the flavor of bitter is very, very important. It's so important that as we were evolving, 80% of our taste buds were bitter receptors, and so it's critical for our digestion. And so breeding the flavor of bitter out of our salads and our foods is come at a big price for the American diet. So I always recommend people to supplement with more bitters, whether that's bitter greens or a bitters formula that you could take orally or add to your cocktail, perhaps.
I'm told you don't have to take much of anything here. Just a teaspoon a few times a day to do the trick, or maybe a few pinches of lavender or licorice. Holy basil can clear a foggy mind, supposedly. Another great find? So many kinds of teas to help with a wide variety of issues.
I say we got digestive teas, we got teas for relaxation, we got teas for fever, and teas for focusing, and mental teas.
Denton likes to take his show on the road, especially now the weather's getting warmer. He offers a few different herb walks each month around Milwaukee to show others what kind of wild plants he works with and how powerful their purpose can actually be.
Show my passion for herbalism and share that with other people, but also to bring attention to the conservation of these areas and show this is why they have value.
Cheers. Bottoms up.